If you've got the time and the stomach for it, I've got a story for you.
Yeah, I've got a story for you. Um, in the Lost Lands, I went and saw that one last night. It's not bad. What to say about it though? So much potentially to tell. Um, yeah, In the Lost Lands is a movie based off of apparently a short story by J.R.R. Martin, the guy that did Game of Thrones. You don't really necessarily get that feel from it. Yeah, they're going to show it right there to tell you because he's got a big name, but you don't get that feel. It's much more apocalyptic, it's much more futuristic, although it's not real. You don't get the sense that it's this Earth, right? Because there's magic and there's all these other things going on. Hi, yep, back with film critic. Okay, look. It's done by Paul W.S. Anderson. He's the guy that does the Resident Evil movies and a lot of other stuff. It has his mark all over it. Mila Jovovich, best known, in my opinion, for Leilou Dallas Multipass in The Fifth Element. Great role for her, and it's kind of slid downhill, generally speaking. If you've got a better movie you like with her, the original Resident Evil with her was pretty good. Also, Paul W6 and W.S. Anderson, who did a lot of those, and you see a lot of that same style come through on this, whereby he likes to do those close ups on her eyes. I think he just really likes her eyes because close ups on her eyes. Um, the kind of bad green screen, frankly, is in this. It's in a lot of those Resident Evil movies that happen after the first one. But anyways, it's one of his movies. She's in it. Dave Bautista's in it. You know him as Drax, most likely from the Marvel movies. If this was a CinemaSins video, he might say, "Oh, they drug poor Dave Bautista into this movie." Probably be right on that because it's kind of maybe a lower quality movie. The rest of the actors and actresses, I gotta tell you, I've never heard of them before. I've not seen them in any movies. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this has Fraser James in it. I'm so excited. Maybe you know them. Maybe you love them. I didn't. Actually, the woman who plays the queen, she does a fine job. Actually, probably one of the better jobs in it. And I couldn't even find her picture on IMDb. I had to go to the general web and just to find her. 26%, 46%. Took those down today from Rotten Tomato. Probably pretty accurate if I haven't said it already. 46% is probably where I'd put this. The movie itself, it basically revolves around Gray Alice. Mila Jovovich is his character. Interesting enough that she's Alice in this, and she's Alice in the Resident Evil movies. I was like, was that intentional? Was it not? Actually, apparently that is her name in the J.R.R. Martin story. And she's kind of like this. They call her a witch, generally speaking, and she has to go on this quest with. She goes with Dave Bautista's character Boyce to find a werewolf. Okay, that's the spoiler-free version. I mean, a little more elements to it. They're doing it for the Queen. There's that woman and her army of, I guess they regrettably they dress like the Knights Templar. Now, I'll tell you what, history guy, I kind of like the Knights Templar. This movie does them dirty, right? Having these people, the bad guys, wearing kind of their colors and their cross and everything. But okay, fine. They're on the trail of Dave Bautista and Gray Alice, Boyce and Gray Alice, as they trek across the Lost Lands, trying to find what is a werewolf. Okay, for the Queen. That's the spoiler-free version of this plot. It's a spoiler-free version as I can give you. From here on out, I'm not going to really be holding my tongue. So if you don't like spoilers, I would throw in real quick that there is no end credit scenes. There's no mid credit scenes. When the movie's over, the movie's over. go watch it. Don't go watch it, but just know that if you do, you don't have to worry about staying after the credits. Um, and I would say, just to get to the end too, real quick, it's, I don't know if you have a couple extra dollars in your pocket and you want just kind of a mindless schlock to watch. Sure, go to the theater on it, watch it. You won't be really all that disappointed, I guess. But if you want to save those limited funds, wait for home video at best. Teenage boys will probably like it, middle schoolers, but that's probably about it. Otherwise, on with the review. No spoilers from here on out if you care about that. So there is a bit of a mystery element to this. Why is Grey Alice going on this quest? The queen actually is the person that requests it. Why is she requesting it? The king is dying, right? So you know that she doesn't really care about him. She does say that she likes, as in likes, Dave Bautista's character Boyce, and he's the only person that she can be with, right? And so she wants to you know have this ability to be with him. She wants to have the ability to be a werewolf for some reason in the beginning. You don't know why, but she wants this ability. And so Grey Alice goes and gets Boyce, says, "You're a hunter. Let's go on this quest. Let's go find a werewolf, and I need your help." The thing is, as you're watching this movie, as you're seeing her flip and cut people up and do all these things in the same style she does as Alice in Resident Evils, you're wondering, why does she even need him at all? She has this power to like manipulate people's minds, to let them see things when she's not around. When she's in the Lost Lands, you get the impression she's been there before. In fact, at one point she kind of even says she was. So why does she even need Boyce with her? Well, ultimately, again, spoilers here, people, he's the werewolf, right? And she needed to capture him in his den in order to get all of his powers and be able to take him back to the queen. The queen knew this. Well, she didn't know he was a werewolf. She did know he was a werewolf. She didn't know that Grey Alice was going to be the one that kills him to give her the power. So she gets all upset when Grey Alice comes back. The preview makes it seem like Grey Alice is doing this to free her people. I think it even says that. She did it to free the people. She doesn't, man. She doesn't seem to care about the people. In fact, when the movie's over, she rides off into the sunset. Doesn't even care. The Jarrus guy, he's like the head of the Queen's Guard. He's kind of in there. He makes a deal with Grey Alice to like fail. That's his whole thing. Grey Alice says, "Look, I always do. I can't say no, right? I can't say no. If somebody asks me for a wish, I can't say no, so I'm going to do it." So you're wondering, Jarrus says, "Don't give the queen the power of the werewolf. The queen wants the power of the werewolf," and you're thinking, how does Grey Alice do this, right? How does she do both? Well, kind of sidestep the whole question by telling Jarrus, "I gave you what you really wanted," right? Well, what did he really want? Part of the mystery. Fraser James playing the patriarch. It's a church versus state thing going on. He doesn't think that the queen is righteous enough for him, so he sends out his enforcers, led by Arliss Jover. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, to track down Grey Alice because Grey Alice is a witch. The dialogue is so bad in the beginning. It's so bad. Like it's cringeworthy bad. I don't know if that's how it's written in the short story. I don't know if they modified it for this movie. I don't know if the lines were just delivered poorly. They get better as the movie goes on. In fact, there's a couple points where like you kind of get the position that Grey Alice is talking more plainly, right? She's speaking more like she would, like the actress would in real life, as opposed to this really cringe dialogue, and you catch that coming through, and that's actually when it's better. Uh, Dave Bautista, he's not horrible, I guess. Again, I really thought the Queen was one of the better actresses or actors in it. So I guess for that, I don't know if the dialogue got better as the movie went on, or if I just became more immune to it. I did find myself wandering in my mind, like kind of over analyzing the movie, um, things from the outside, thinking, "Oh, is her name Gray Alice because she was Alice, and that's what Paul W.S. Anderson likes that name?" No, like I said, it's from the book. It just happens to both be Alice. Wondering, nobody would go around saying, "Hey, Gray Alice, can you come here? Gray Alice, come here. Hey, Gray Alice, what's up? What's up?" So, like, wondering, would they just call her Gray for short, or would they call her Alice for short? Right? Like, that's how non engaging the movie is, right? Like, I can wander in my mind these stupid little holes. That gun you just saw, Boyce Dave Batista shooting, at one point, like at the very beginning, he whips out the. No, he doesn't whip out the gun. Actually, somebody else goes to steal that gun off of the saddle on his horse, and that snake jumps out and bites the person, right? And as the person's there dying, oh no, before he dies, the person's gonna shoot, Boyce, and he falls over dying, and the gun goes off. Well, Dave Batista picks up the gun and says, funny thing about this gun, it never works, but those snakes always do. Well, it just worked when the dude was falling over because he fired off a shot. I don't know what you're talking about. It never works. And then later on, Gray Alice fixes the gun so it will work. Listen, it's not a smart movie. It is not a great movie. It is mindless schlock. I don't know what else to say. The little bit of mystery it has, I guess, worth watching, although I've probably spoiled all of that. The action, worth watching. If you like the Resident Evil movies, the later ones, you'd probably like this well enough because the flaws that they have, this has. Some of the monsters are okay. The werewolf's okay. The resolution at the end ties up the things you're wondering about during the movie. Okay, so if you got the extra money, you got the extra time, you want to turn off your brain and eat popcorn, sure, go see it. If not, wait for video and just turn it on for the middle schoolers that will have a sleepover or something at your house, because they're probably the only ones that are really going to enjoy it. Otherwise, that's the review of In the Lost Lands, and I don't know what else to say about it, but it exists. So, otherwise, enjoy, don't enjoy, and I'll see you at the movies. All right, bye bye now.